Hey Heather, I love this topic. I loved that conversation we had. It was really interesting to have two different perspectives on that one scenario of you being the navigator and someone else being the driver, and yeah, who's in charge, who has the authority there, and how we had two different perspectives on that. Um, there's just so much I want to say about that. I mean, just even like the idea that just getting someone else's perspective on your thoughts is like you just like talking to somebody else and saying like, oh wow, I didn't think about it that way. But just in general, I mean, you asked if I have had that experience. Like in general, I'm just seeing how much um, the old adage in Proverbs is true, that as a man thinks, so is he. And um, I have taken to actually like recording my thoughts. Like I have this document where I'm writing down these thoughts that I'm having that I don't really want to have, and it's been just so hard to even observe my own thoughts, but I've been getting better at it and trying to take any thought that I have that's just negative or just not a thought I want to have, or just a thought that something that I want to think differently about, and writing it down. There are so many. I mean, there are hundreds. There are hundreds I haven't written down hundreds yet, but I know there are hundreds that I could write down. And I am writing them down, and then I am putting in an alternative thought to think instead. So next to it is like a little spreadsheet, and I put down a different thought. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is what, here we go again with a Bible quote, but like this is 2 Corinthians. It's taking every thought captive. This is like exactly what I'm doing. I'm like trapping it, and then I'm changing it. And it's just, it's funny how you hear these things like for how many years, like, did I study scripture and not understand that concept of taking every thought captive, which I have far more to understand about it, but I just always kind of like blew by it, like, yeah, take every thought captive, like, how do you even do that? That doesn't make sense. Like, some people believe we have like 60,000, 70,000, I don't know, 500,000 thoughts a day. Like, how do you even take every thought captive? Well, that's what I'm doing, is trying to take these thoughts captive, and, like, how can we reform them? So you take them prisoner, and then you straighten them out. And there are so many examples that I could give, but I'm really running into that now as a mom now of two. So my new little guy is going to be a month old, and motherhood feels a lot different this time around. And I think partly because you know what you're doing when you have a baby for the second time, but also because I'm choosing to think differently about about him crying, and about diaper changes, and about nursing again, and being stuck, quote unquote, on the couch again, and instead to think of these things as, just like really sweet times, and to think of being stuck on the couch as like rest that my body needs, and, choosing thoughts that they're not just like unbelievable crazy thoughts like, oh, I love listening to him crying like this, it's music to my ears. No, but like choosing a different thought that I can actually believe equally as much as this is annoying. I can also think like, hey, he doesn't know how to talk yet. He is trying to communicate with me, and sort of focus on that instead. That has changed a lot of things for me this time, with having a new baby. So anyway, that's just one little example. But a great topic, and I'm sure we will have more videos about this in the future. Talk to you later.